Some tension before that home chord of. Actually, when it's done this way, it still feels unresolved. Oh, I guess it's tension the entire way, because it's just. And then we resolve on. That makes sense. You get into that mode where if you play the same chord all the time, you're thinking, oh, that's the key it's in this key. It's right here. But no, because this chord wants to go down, 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 down. Not minor. Let's go. Tension, tension, tension. Like it just wants to fall. It's a high energy state. It's like when you place a marble on a table and it just wants to fall. Reach a lower point of energy. Higher. Still high. And that's when it's on the ground. It's a nice feeling. But sometimes it's nice when there isn't resolution either. Like, this is kind of an unstable chord, but it kind of feels nice to linger there. It's like, I don't really know where this is going, but it feels kind of nice to just sit here. That modulation feels more bittersweet. It gives a new context to that chord that we're staying on. So we know that chord's there now. We're like, oh, okay. That one's kind of sad feeling. And then we go back to this. It's like, well, I remember liking being here. I like being here, but now I know there's that sad chord lurking around the corner, and it's like, well, now this chord feels kind of sad, because it's like, I know the other one's over there, because then it goes, oh, it's not quite the same. We're a little different. Back up. We can go and take this note, this little fluttering feeling, and go. And then we go down, we go. It's like, oh, now that one's heavy. then there's that chord. How interesting. How interesting. That one's not sad. That one's like, it doesn't want to fall down, it wants to go up. Over here. How interesting. How beautiful. It's a journey or go. Oh, that feels so good. Oh, you gotta love that. Oh, you gotta love that. It's like, there's so much tension. It just, you don't know where it's going. And you hear that resolution, it's like, it's beautiful. And there are reasons for these things. I like that tension, or like that uncertainty of where that's going. And then we say, well, we can keep going. We can find resolution to that. And you can make, we could try this a little bit jazzier as well. So instead of just hanging on this chord and then this chord, then we can go. Will this be right? No. Okay, I think. Okay, let's try that. Let's go. And what's fascinating about that is now, because of that, we've actually changed where the home base chord feels. Originally it was this one. But because of that little jazz thing we did. Well, I guess it still resolves on D, but you can resolve it on G if you do it right. Problem is, a lot of the times I'm like, I'm not really thinking about the notes I'm playing. I'm just like, I know the shapes that my hands like to do. So, that's interesting. For those of you who don't know, I've never had piano lessons and I'm doing everything by ear, so I tend to fuck up a lot until I have like the muscle memory for something. Remember the last stream I did, I was trying to play Fish Whisperer, and I keep forgetting that like sort of that second chord. Like it doesn't stick in my head what the chord shape is with my hands. This one's easy. There we go. See? Easy. So I don't always remember that. I can remember the first one, but then it's like, can I arrive there properly? I love that progression. Because it feels very, that feels like you're underwater. I think the reason why it feels like that is because there's this innate sense of beauty of the ocean, but also there's a bit of mystery and a little bit of fear. The ocean's kind of scary. So you have that warm chord, and then there's this sort of uncertain, sort of curious, sort of mysterious chord that happens. This one's a chord where I feel like if you hear it, you're like really torn. It could go up or it could go down, which I think is the point. It's worth mentioning that when I'm writing music, I don't actually think of things this way when I'm writing them. But after the fact, then I'll be like, so why did that sound good to me? And why did that feel contextually sound? I'm like, oh, okay. I think that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I'll play you my favorite chord. This is my all-time favorite chord. It's... And you play it all at once like this. You'll hear this chord a lot in my music. Sometimes it's in this key, sometimes it's in a different key. This is my favorite chord. And sometimes what I like to do is voice it so that we have the fifth one octave below, or 2 octaves below. So we go here, and then over here. Or maybe we can even do one more octave lower. That's a really nice chord. I still don't really know why it's my favorite chord. I don't even know what it's called. If anyone who's into music theory knows what this fucking chord is called, it's a G sharp, D sharp, octave up, and we go F, G, A sharp, C, D. So if anyone knows what that chord is, feel free to tell me. I love it. Another one is this one. I love really dense jazz chords. Like, if you tell me to play like a normal triad, maybe voiced with the lower on the lower octave, it's like... I guess this is fine. I guess this is fine. If I have to play these 3 notes only, I guess it's fine. It's not a C major. Thank you. I appreciate it. God, there's Sans Undertale. What? The fuck? Oh, I don't want this. Hi! Sans? Hi, Sans. I don't think we were waiting for you, but, like, it's great that you're here. I think. Pika, we haven't been waiting. Don't lie to him. What's wrong with you? Thank you, Sans. I'm glad you like Incident. It's not my best song, but I appreciate it. I appreciate it. My best song is actually a Seductive Turtle from Winter's End 2013. So, you're wrong. I think you notice when I play piano as well is I tend to start on this G sharp thing, and then kind of move around here because I can get a good idea of like instruments and kind of how they sound with a different chord structure all the way through. So that's a habit of mine, is just I'm just gonna play this chord. You have to deal with it. You just have to deal with that chord all the time for me. It's like I promised I can play other chords. I just really like this one. Did my computer just give me a thumbs down? Did you guys see that, or is that just on my end? Guys, I'm really scared. Let's try this. Thumbs up. Feel like that? Okay. So... Okay. That was really scary. I'm like in shock. That was strange. Okay. Right. That really shouldn't have thrown me off as much as it did. Where am I? I'm here. I'm streaming. I'm playing piano. Talking about piano. Talking about chords. And then the thumbs down. Then the thumbs down came. God is mad at me. Fuck off, God. Freak. How about a C major? Right? Everyone loves a C major. Well, I was trying to do the classic, but then I did something jazzy on accident. That's the problem with playing by ear, is I don't always know what I'm doing. Even if it sounds good. Like, that sounded great, but that wasn't what I was trying to do. Anyway. You think about E major? That's E major. See, when I hear an E major, this chord, my brain's like, that needs to go down one step. Ah, now that's a chord I like. E major, standard, and it's whatever. But whatever this is, that's my thing. I like that one. So from here to here, that's when it gets interesting for me. Like, that's okay, but sounds nice. Okay, but if we're gonna do 3 notes, that's a pretty nice chord. Which is an E major of sorts. What's nice about one of these, like, you just have your 1 note down here, you have 2 notes up here, and then modulating these 2 in different ways sounds interesting when you have this sort of low drone, so it's like... My brain wants me to go from to here to here, and then to the scary. Oh, I like that chord. I like that one a lot. Something sinister about it, but it's warm. It's sort of, it's inviting in a really weird way. It's not quite as dissonant as it could be. We can add like a... add this one here, and then we get something... Well, if we move from here to here, then it sounds jazzy. It's like, this chord is scary skeleton in the mansion, haunted mansion. And then you go down here and it's like, scary skeleton with a saxophone. Do 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 do. You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck? He's getting off with that thing. He's going crazy. He goes, scary skeleton, skeleton with a really good sense of saxophone playing. Damn. It is Sans. Sans going crazy with this chord. Let's can my hands move here? Well, that's just jazzy again. I don't know what that was, but that was just whatever my brain felt like doing. I like it. Here's a progression I've been thinking about a lot. Is this one where you go with this like... I don't know what this is really called, but in my brain this is the Bowser's sky ship type shit beat. Type shit beat, where you have this and you transpose it all up by 1, so you go Like, this is the Bowser skyship type beat. You know what I mean? It's like, it's menacing, but it's like jazzy. That's kind of just the Bowser style. Oh, no, that's too dramatic. When you add that next one. Too dramatic, too cheesy. You have to stick to the guns on that one. Too hopeful. Too happy. When I was really little, I think because I started playing piano when I was about 5 or 6, and then I started writing music when I was about 7 or 8. The thing I loved to do the most around that time when I first started writing music was I'd pick out like a triad, but then I would like, obviously I can do this with one hand now. My hands were so small then, and so what I like to do is I like to take these fingers and just do. So a lot of the earliest music I wrote as a child just revolved around like taking these triads and like that, because I didn't really know how chords worked, but I know that sounded good. And I was like, I'll just do that. So a lot of my old music when I was about 7 or 8 was doing stuff like that. Now, I have an inclination towards jazz chords, which is a good thing and a bad thing. I think knowing jazz chords is like really good for versatility, I think, because you can like fit into a lot of situations. The problem is, it's an addiction, I think. Like, I have a hard time making things not sound jazzy and have jazz chords and stuff. So in a way, it also hurts my versatility because if I play something with less than 5 notes in it, I just freak out. Which is a problem because there's a lot of cases in which having, you know, less than 5 notes in a chord would actually be a great idea. But, you know what it is. So, to get out of that rut, lately I've been being like, okay, I have to pick one note with my left hand and one note with my right hand, and that's my chord. And I was like, I have to get used to it. I have to be like, I am only allowed to use 2 notes for a chord right now. That's all I can do. And to the average listener, that's probably like, oh, that sounds great. That sounds nice. And to me, I'm like, there needs to be more notes in between. There needs to be more. It needs to be bigger. It needs to be bigger. But that's something I've been doing to try and help myself is like do these 2-note chords and just stick with them. It is hard though. So like jazz chords are an addiction. No, so this is a chord. If they were just an octave, it would be like this. Or like this. But this is a chord. octaves will sound like. Which is cool, but that's more of a melody or like a lower bass line sort of idea. I like the idea of these like little running. I like those. Those are octaves. Oh yeah, true. No, sorry. I don't mean to say that they're chords, but they are intervals. But like trying to limit myself to not like having such a huge array, because a chord would just be 1, 2, and then something in between here, or even up here. You know, depending on how you voice it. But yeah, trying to stick to. I keep wanting to say chords. There's intervals. Limiting myself is a good thing. I think Sans is having a bit of a breakdown. It's okay, buddy. We got you. See, I can't play that chord because I have no idea what that means. I could try, but I don't actually know what chords are called. So it's a C sharp with a 7th, so it's like, and then here. Is this chord? Am I correct? Or am I wrong? See, I have no idea. I like the chord though. Yeah, having perfect pitch and not knowing chord names is really funny. Someone's like, play a D, easy. Or someone will be a note like, what's, that's an A. But then if you tell me to play, the fuck was that? C sharp 7 sustained 4 9 add 9 flat plus 13 flat. I was like, I know where C sharp is. But like if I hear a sound, I'm like, I know if there's a tone in it, I know what tone it is. So it's like, well, that's D sharp. Easy. I can do that. What are you doing? This is such a good question. Just, I don't know. But thank you for asking. I appreciate it. I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm good at pretending, though. I'm good at pretending I know what I'm doing. What are you doing? Exactly like that. Just like watching me play piano. What the fuck is what the fuck is that? I don't know. C sharp. F. Oh, I was wrong the first time. F, G, B, D, F sharp. Oh. Oh. Well, that's quite nice. I like just that too. Hold on. Hold on. Isn't this just the opening to that one Black Midi song? Extra happy, you know what song this is. What song is it? It's on Schlagenheim. It's like after the halfway point, I just can't remember the title. Yeah, I think it's F Schlangenheim. This is the opening bit. Except that it's droned, it's like volume swelling with the guitar. I like that chord too. This one's really scary. Evil bossa nova. This may come as a surprise, but I actually do a lot of drums on the piano. I talk about this every now and then, so just like a refresher for people who are new to me or my streams or anything. This is not even arranged in the way that I want it to. I have a custom mapping for addictive drums somewhere. It's here? No? Are you up here? Where are you? Asshole. Drums. Is it just... No? Maybe this? Yeah, there we go. This is my custom MIDI arrangement for addictive drums. And then we just like go and... Let's see. Sorry. It's been a little bit. I've done this in a bit. Let me find one that just feels right. I think it's, no. Meh. Oh my goodness, I'm so out of practice. I'm fumbling in front of all of stream. Oh, I'm not good at this. I'm fine. don't have double kick on this. Crashes are here, I guess. Not terribly impressive. I'm out of practice here. I would do a lot better on an actual drum kit, because that's the instrument I've been playing the longest. I got a drum set when I was 2. I haven't been able to play real... Not that this isn't real drumming, but I haven't been able to play on an acoustic kit in like 5 years, so... The problem that I've had with, and anyone who's a drummer will know how this feels, especially if you've been playing an all-electric kit before, when it comes to things like on a keyboard or on a drum pad or like something you do with your fingers, I have a hard time because I've always accounted for like sticks and the delay that happens when you hit a stick, and there's a bit of extra time between when you actually do something and when it hits the snare or the drum or whatever. Sort of accounted for that for my entire life, and now when I'm playing, I'm like, it's too immediate and it's like too close to me. It needs, the weight is really important for me when I've been doing drums, and so it really is still hard after all these years to completely adapt to like doing it here. But don't worry. We're not just limited to these, of course. I'm really excited to be able to tell you that the Vylet Pony pluglet kit is real. Very funny. It's the 808. No, Snail's House does not use this kind of 808. Snail's House 808 is just like a a sign in a square or something. So that's fun. What is this? What is this? Funny. Enjoyable. Anyway, so that's that. To switch instruments? Oh, it's just an Ableton. It's whatever I have record armed. So right now I have 2 instruments in the tracks here. It's armed piano. If I switch to arm this, it plays whatever's instruments on this track instead. Can you make the Mr. Beast song? No. The keyboard? The ergonomic one. I built it. If you want a keyboard that's like this format and it's also mechanical, go to Keychron. Go to Keychron. They're selling one kind of like this. Bowser. I do like Ichiko Aoba. One of the albums on my top stir is Windswept Aiden, or however you pronounce it. It's so beautiful. Actually, I don't know if everyone's seen my top stir. Let me pull it up. It's been a while since I've updated it, so forgive me. It's not entirely accurate, but feel free to take a look. Hopefully this is somehow sensible. I also slightly organized it by color, just because it looks cool. Some things are gonna change about this, though, by the end of this year. Yeah, MS Doom. I don't know where I put it. I probably put it in my CD case. I got some, I didn't realize that they were still doing new prints, so I got some things in the store recently. Brat's too green. No, Brat will go on here. Don't worry about it. It's gonna replace How I'm Feeling Now. Rest in peace. Honestly, yeah, the new Sizzy album might make it, and I just have no idea what it will replace. Like, maybe Queens of the Stone Age, because, like, Queens are good, but, like, is it Sizzy good? Not really. That's my thought. Queens of the Stone Age is good, but again, it's not Sizzy good. We're gonna figure this out. Could New Porter replace Nurture? Maybe. Maybe. But that is honestly, that's a really hard question. I don't know, because I love Nurture. Rethink the freestyle? I actually haven't heard it yet. I just haven't been in the mindset for it. Are you attending the TikTok Riz party? I have no Riz. I've been drained of it. What do you mean? I'm drained. And shit. Oh no. Oh, that's a way to go. You don't see Nero's Day at Disneyland, but a reasonable pick for your topster regardless. No, it's not there. It's not there, buddy. That's not there, Sans. King Gizzard hasn't clicked with me fully enough to, like, put it on here, I think. They have so much music, and it's like, I have to sort through it. And I kind of understand how I feel. No Friday Night Funkin'. I'm sorry. I thought it was just a side project, but I could be wrong. Radiohead is here out of necessity. I would kick them off if I could think more about what belongs in that spot. I do love Radiohead, though. Favorite song off of Good Faith? Probably No Fear No More, honestly. Yeah, I listen to Vylet Pony. Fish Whisperer is right here. On the topster. But yeah. No, I haven't. I wanted to play that, but I couldn't get the motivation to do it. Yeah, well, my music's gonna be on my topster because I'm my biggest fan. Why would I make music if I don't like my music? I make music that I want to listen to. I make it so I can listen to it. It's like, I kind of wish there was an album that was like Fish Whisperer. I guess I'll just make it so I can listen to it. But yeah, so. I even listen to the music that I've made that I don't like, because it's a good motivator to be like, look how far we've come. Look how great things are. I'm very proud. I'm very happy. Just occasion to put. I mean, but Wallsock gets better. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with wanting to make art for other people as well. I think that should be the next point. But it should always be for you first. And that's the case with a lot of things in life. Even if you're doing something in service to something or someone else, at the core it should always be for yourself first. It's the best kind of motivation. See, here's what happens a lot of time when I get back on the, you probably just heard this. It's like I go back to the piano and I don't know what I'm doing at the moment. So I'm like, is this a chord people like? I tried to play a bad chord on accident, but it was like good. failed. Okay, but it's like, oh, that's not a chord I like. I have to like get my hands back to feeling the keyboard and be like, I know how this thing works. I know the chord shapes I like. I know how music works. So there we go. But like if I haven't played piano in a while and I go back to it, it's like I'm like relearning it in the first like 5 or 10 minutes, and then I'm good. It's one of the reasons why it would probably be hard for me to play live at this time, because it's like, in order to like truly be able to do it properly, I'd need like a warm-up time in front of everyone. It's just like let people watch me kind of fumble around until I know what a piano is. So I play this chord a lot when I'm doing something else with my hands. I have this poppy thing. I have like 5 of these. I have one on my keychain. I have like a couple stashed away in an emergency. And I have one with me at my desk all the time. Also have this cube. I have a squishy, but I haven't been using the squishy. But it's here. I have it. But I haven't been using it. I just like the pocket one. But I'm not gonna twist it, but having this is like such a good productivity thing for me, because for like if I'm waiting for something to export or I'm like thinking of how to do something, having something to do with my hands is like really good, because the moment I stop, all train of thought just crashes. So I would totally solve a Rubik's Cube on stream right now, but I keep forgetting how to do the second layer solve, and I just don't feel like embarrassing myself right now. Also, I feel like I saw a message earlier being like, is this a Omnisphere preset? It is not exactly that. It's a Keyscape one, but I'm just using Omnisphere like as the host for it. And the reason why is because as far as I know on Keyscape, you can't do this, click out of this, and then fine-tune things. In Omnisphere you can, so it's like, I don't know what the point of having different like host clients for these instruments are, but that's why I do this. I also realize this one has reverb, so I'd rather do this one. I like the dry piano, kind of like up in your face sort of sound. In one kind of method with the Rubik's Cube, you make a fish. Not all of them. I think the least efficient known solution involves a fish, but it's not the most efficient one. Efficient, get it? How do you get good at music? Copy people who are good at music, and then you'll get good. Or else that's a big thing. Just like look at the shit that you like and be like, I'm just gonna do that, and then I'll figure it out later. I mean, you develop into yourself. There's really funny advice, because I feel like I know how to make music that's like very much myself and very unique to me, but for the past few records I've just been like trying to make music like most of my inspirations. I'm kind of proud of that. I'm like kind of proud of like wearing my inspirations on my sleeve. Like there's been a lot of talk of people being like, oh my god, the new Girls Who Are Wizards album, it's like a Savant album. I'm like, fuck yeah, it is. It's the Savant album that I've been wanting for a long time. But like he's not doing things the exact same way anymore, so it's my turn. I gotta do it. I gotta fill in. I gotta lock in. But like in some cases I think that's really awesome. It's like it totally fucking is a Savant album. I'm not gonna cry about it. That's awesome. That's a compliment. Thank you. But at the same time, starting from this point, I'm looking to do more things that are like kind of from my own personal repertoire of making music, that will be a little bit more off the beaten path, because it's like kind of vague and myself, and not extremely inspired by any one person or artist or group. But I'm not afraid of wearing my inspirations on my sleeve. I think it's important. I feel like I go on this rant a lot, but I think a lot of people need to like hear about stuff like this, especially if you're an artist. Like, you should not be afraid of like building on the things you know, because like that's what art is. Our art doesn't exist without iteration. I didn't invent music. I didn't invent the piano or the guitar or anything. I'm just making music with the things that have already been established. It's crazy that someone out there invented the piano, but even they probably got the idea from somewhere else, based on other instruments from different parts of the world before. And art is just like that. It's so funny that there's this whole deal where in the music industry they're trying to do lawsuits over chord progressions. Like, you can't. That doesn't make sense. That's you're like gatekeeping the mathematical Western scale. How is that? How are you doing that? I do think that the harpsichord came first. Yeah, harpsichord was sort of crude in the fact that there was no velocity. But art is like that. You don't really exist as an artist without having an inspiration. So all that is to say is shout out to whoever made like the first bone flute 100,000 or so years ago, because like everything after that is derivative. Everyone's just been stealing from that one person for centuries. So, you know, that's life. Yeah, they used to make like instruments out of like animal bones thousands of years ago. We've been stealing from birds, yeah. I think for music to be original, it really needs to have your input as a person and as a like with your personality and like your life experiences and the ideas that make you up and like stuff like that. But you can't do anything without borrowing from what came before. And I think it's extremely obvious inspiration versus pure plagiarism. I feel like that's pretty obvious, and even then, it's a dicey thing, because, like, if someone wanted to make a Y2K inspired, you know, scene dance pop song with, like, bright colors and, like, a furry kind of character, and it was super adjacent to Antonym, I wouldn't think, oh my god, this person's copying me. I would think, I mean, that's just something that that's just shit that exists. I didn't invent scene. I didn't invent someone wearing a Gur hoodie. The fuck? Like, scene has existed since I was a kid. I didn't do that. I didn't make that shit up. I'm not trying to claim ownership of it. There's an occasion where... There are occasions, very rarely now, but, like... yeah, well, Pico. There were some occasions that happened a lot when Antonym first came out where people were just, like, crediting both me and Pico for having their character wear a Gur hoodie. It's like, we didn't invent this, though. We appreciate the recognition, but like, we didn't invent it. Like, that's just something that existed. What was I saying? Like, if someone was like making a song that was like very similar to me, very similar in topic, and like tried to work out a lot of the things the way I do, I was like, fine, I don't care. First of all, that's how you learn. Second of all, wear your inspirations on your sleeve. It's like, that's art. Art is community. That's awesome. I think people should take my music and they should steal it and sample it and shit, and like make copyright lawyers really scared, because they deserve to be. They deserve to be quaking every moment and every day. Like, steal my shit, sample it, turn it into a beat of your own. I don't fucking care. Make money off of it. Make a living off of it. Do it. I'm encouraging you to do it. Go for it. The thought of, like, someone sampling my music and then, like, making a career out of, like, making music is, like... I feel so grateful to be able to have that happen. So I hope it does. And, like, the most important thing is like, honor and recognition and attribution. I think something that one of the reasons why things like the lo-fi hip hop movement feel so weird isn't because of the sampling, because the problem isn't really with sampling, it's the lack of respect and the lack of knowledge about what's going on. And the reason why I bring specifically lo-fi hip hop up is because I was one of those people that was just doing it because it was trendy. I mean, go back to my 2016, 2017 music. Any of you, go find the lo-fi hip hop shit and tell me. You can tell I don't know what the fuck I was doing. It's like I'm just making some trendy music, like whatever. But like one of the problems with lo-fi hip hop music is literally just like the lack of respect and understanding of what you're even doing and what you're even sampling, what inspiration you're drawing from. That's what's made a lot of lo-fi hip hop feel so disingenuous, is because like people don't fucking get it. Like they're not listening to actual hip hop. They're not listening to like the music they're taking from jazz, from soul. They don't know anything about black history. They don't know about the black innovation in art. That so much of what we enjoy today is all because of black artists, and 100% because they came up with it first. Rock music, hip hop, fucking electronic music, dance music. It's all people of color who created this shit. Like, that's what's made stuff like that feel such disingenuous, is not the sampling, not the inspiration, but just like the absolute lack of reverence. And I say that as someone who was like that. I didn't fucking get it. I didn't listen to enough hip hop. I wasn't into the culture. And that fucking showed. You listen to the old shit I made, it's like, this is like completely disingenuous. It's poser shit. I don't want to pretend that didn't happen. I want to tell you guys, like, hey, I was that fucking moron. Don't be that fucking moron. Listen to me. I know this shit. I've been there. I know what I'm talking about. And yeah, like the Godfathers, Nujabes, and J Dilla. If you haven't listened to them, don't ever listen to lo-fi hip hop ever. Like you're basically making a mistake if you listen to the lo-fi hip hop radio station, but you've never listened to J Dilla or Nujabes. Like that's just morally wrong, in my opinion. So, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, steal shit. You want to learn how to make music? Steal shit. Listen to what other people are doing, but have reverence. Remember where you came from. Remember what stuff made you. And don't be shy about it. Like, be proud that you love the art that you do. And be proud that the art you love inspires what you do. And give reverence to it. It's so beautiful. Like, I can't believe there are people out there who fucking hate that. It's like, you're really gonna get mad about this beautiful tapestry of artists iterating on this idea over and over again, and like it's a reflection of who we are and where we came from and what we want to do with art. That is one of the most beautiful things in the world, and you want to say that's terrible? So steal shit. You like my music, you want to make music like me, just listen to my music and be like, alright, how do I do that? I'm gonna copy that. Let's do it. That's fine. There are so many great tutorials on YouTube now. You just gotta be able to sort through them. Sometimes the good tutorials are long. A lot of times the better ones are short. And unfortunately, a lot of the best tutorials out there are by people who don't get any views whatsoever. Like, you have some person who has like 2 million subscribers with a clickbait thumbnail saying, I'm going to teach you the secret sauce for this. Well, that's a red flag. That person's not going to teach you shit. But some random dude from 12 years ago on a laptop with 800 views and the thumbnail is just a screenshot of Ableton, that's the person who's going to teach you the secrets of the fucking universe. I'm serious. I still don't quite understand why that's the case, but time and time again I find that to be true. You have to dig for those tutorials, but when you do, you have to look for those red flags. Like, is this person trying to sell me something? Is this person advertising something? Is this person affiliated with something? And usually the most authentic tutorials are coming from people who just are excited to show you how to do something. So, but they're out there. I just saw my audio meter make a really loud sound. I didn't hear it, but I just saw it happen. Did anyone hear that? It was on the left channel, I think. It just like spiked. I didn't hear it though. Interesting. No, it was my chair. It was on the. No, it was on the computer side. I saw the meter. It's a different meter than my microphone. My chair is really squeaky though. I hate it. I need a new one, but chairs are so expensive. Like, why are chairs? Well, chairs are expensive because they have to support like a body in it. So I mean, kind of makes sense. Get some WD-40. I don't know where the squeak is coming from though. I don't know where it is. I was with my roommate. We were trying to figure out like I can hear it. We can hear where it's coming from. It's like coming from somewhere very indistinguishable within. So the chair works. So I'm just keeping it for now. Like I feel like the kind of chair that would matter would be like $200+. It's like I'm not fucking doing that right now, dude. Yes, they do the hydraulic piston in the central column. It will explode if it's made wrong. That makes plenty of sense, I think. It's precision. It's beauty. It's beauty in everything. I couldn't build a chair. I couldn't design a chair. It's crazy that people can do it. Like, I was thinking, return to stand. If I had a standing desk, everything would be like everything would be better. But I don't have a way to use a standing desk right now. They do last ages. I've had this chair for like 4 or 5 years. I need a new one, but it works, so maybe I'll buy a new chair after the next vinyl campaign, ? Guys, buy my new vinyl record so I can afford a chair. Please. Yeah, I'll get a new chair, I promise. It's just not right now. Trust me, I want one. I do. But yeah. What are we doing? Where am I? Do I exist? Am I exist? When am I? How am I? I don't know. What are the best chair tutorials? The one by Alan tutorial. Look it up. How to pick up a blue chair. It's really good. Stand on bricks. Stand up bricks. I actually can't read that message until someone else sends another message because there's a heart in front of it. There we go. Stack up bricks to sit on. So the chat is like really small for me. You can see here. And sometimes the heart covers the messages. It's like, okay, there's a world. There's a world out there, but it's being covered by the heart. So yeah, there is a delay. I feel like I could reduce it, but I feel like it makes the stream worse. So, whatever. That's YouTube for you. The heart will cover everything. Something I do like to do is in Omnisphere, because there's like, what, 17,000 instruments in here? Does anyone know the number? It's like 17,000 instruments. So you just click this random button and just like listen to what it sounds like. Oh. Do I like this? There's 14,000 instruments on Omnisphere, but I also have Keyscape and Trillion. So. Pad? That's cool. Fun. Well, that was really loud. Why do you have to be so loud? There's that. Also, did someone say Bossa Nova? I did Bossa Nova. It's in Carousel. It's in, Bass Cannon. Of all places. Apparently I rated this one 3 out of 5. The rating system I have on Omnisphere is just, if it's a... Each one's a different category. It's like 5 is just favorite, 4 is like useful for anything. 3 is strange but potentially useful. And 2 and 1 are just things I should sample and not really use as an instrument here. Okay, that's a chord, so I can only play one note for it to make sense mostly. My commissions are closed, sorry. They're closed indefinitely for a very long time. It's actually funny, I actually got like a commission request sent through my website a few days ago. Like, how the fuck did you do that? I've taken that page down from every like link source. Who found that page and like sent a commission request even though we removed it from the website? It was so funny. It was very endearing, but it was like really funny. It's like how did you do that? How? Do they just like type the URL manually? Like, oh, I don't see it on the website, I'll just type it in. It was like really funny. No hate, I just thought it was funny. What were they commissioning? I have no idea at all. I did not read it. It looked authentic, I will say, because I've seen bot spam for that web form before. It didn't look like a spam, so someone just like really, really wanted a commission. Is this fucking Half-Life? Hey guys. You guys ready for some crazy shit here as we go to Nexus? right? And then we go. Oh shit. Oh no. No, 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 no. Oh, that's that note. That's that note. That's that feel. That's that everything. That's that shit. Oh, fuck. That's it. That's the one. Right? Let's try and filter this more. Let's try and bring out some of that honky wah 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 stuff. I'll turn the computer audio down. Hopefully that's better. And then we have... We want this. The fuck just fell? Just decided to call it the Gump Reactor, so. Don't worry about that. What was I doing? I want to find something like this. It's that one. Do this. Slow it down. There's actually some videos that came out recently of like them showing the samples that Half-Life that were in Half-Life, both Half-Life 1 and 2. And so the moment I heard this, not that either. Where was it? This. I was like, this sounds like one of the distorted reality loops that they used in Half-Life. Also from Spectrasonics, actually. So what's interesting is Spectrasonics, the company that makes Omnisphere, they used to put out mostly sample packs. And a lot of those sample packs were used in a lot of late 90s, early 2000s video games. And they don't really do sample packs anymore, as far as I know. Everything they've done has now been condensed into Omnisphere, which is an instrument. But ironically, the reason why it sounded like Half-Life to me is probably because, I mean, Half-Life was built off of the stuff Spectrasonics was doing. So, question mark. Apparently this one showed up in Spectrasonics Atmosphere, which may be a sample pack, question mark. Could even be one of the ones that was used in Half-Life, actually. But I just love that sound. Just the one bass note. I feel like we could bring out more of that stuff over here. Go on tube, clean. Anyway, that's fun. I'll save it. I'll duplicate it to have 8 bars total. And I'll just give that to... Actually, what if I made the bass line just first? Just let the drums fade in. Okay, there we go. I'll just export that. For fun. Because that's what we like to do. We like to do things for fun. And like I said, I have to hide my screen because whenever I save or export files, there's a chance that I'll have another project open. Can't get the leaks out. We can't have a leak. Smoking nothing. Okay. Let's go back. So, to get back to the piano, Omnisphere, we like to turn on Keyscape Library and then go over here, and it's right here. What was that progression I was playing earlier? Whoa. Not that one. That's not a chord. What was it? What did I want to do there? Want that? Want that? Want this? Want this? Oh, we wanted to move up here from here to, which is the. That is the on the sea thing again, just in different keys, sort of. So. Something I do is, if I don't know what I'm singing yet, just kind of say random shit in melody. That sounds good. Words I tend to use more than others when I'm, like, just ad-libbing. OTT, thank you for asking. I have no idea, but I appreciate it. Actually, do you want to... I was gonna write this in my Tumblr post about Girls Who Are Wizards, but... I actually didn't use a lot of autotune in Girls Who Are Wizards, but there was still a little bit throughout the album, but at the very end where I hit the highest notes in the Name of Friendship, I was like, okay, I'm gonna turn off the autotune entirely for that part, because wouldn't it be funny if I did like some of the hardest notes I've ever had to hit without any autotune whatsoever? I think that would be funny. Like, I've used the autotune just to keep things in check for like the lower intensity areas. It's like, wouldn't it be funny if the part where I had to do like the hardest notes to hit, I just turned off the autotune? And so I did. So the ending of In the Name of Friendship has zero autotune whatsoever. There isn't really a reason for it. I don't really need autotune very much. It's mainly just like for pop stuff. If your voice fluctuates just a little bit, it's a little bit noticeable. In other music, like you know, more acoustic and rock stuff, like the autotune isn't really necessary because the music really benefits from having that fluctuation. But In the Name of Friendship, I was like, there's something really pretty about my voice kind of fluctuating in and out, because the music itself is so perfectly in tune that my voice being sort of like moving up and down just a little bit like created this interesting reverb space on top of the that last part, so it was very nice. Something else I have a hard time doing is playing piano while singing. So I don't normally do it. I'm doing it right now for some reason, but I usually have a hard time multitasking. Don't ask me why I can do it right now. I just feel like it. I'm just able to. I think I get the opposite of stage fright, where I feel more confident in front of other people. So it's like things I can't normally do. I'm just like, well, I'm gonna push myself to do it in front of people, so I may as well. Kind of fun. The fuck? And then that happens. It's like, the fuck is that? That's not the natural progression of things. Hello? Evil. Stage bravery. This is so silly sounding, but maybe. I don't know, I feel very shy and like kind of closed off most of the time, but then like when I'm in front of people on a stage, for whatever reason, it just feels fine to me. I don't really understand it, because if I'm just talking to people, I have a hard time. I'm like really socially anxious. I'm like, I don't know how to talk to people. But if I'm on stage, suddenly it doesn't, like, I'm fine. I don't understand it. But I hope it makes sense. And then we did. It was that. There we go. That was the one I was thinking. Pony yearns for the stages. Maybe. Oh, it does sound like do it all differently, doesn't it? But that's, we go from this chord to here instead. Interesting. I think I picked up on that. Let me see. Here's the thing I love to do. I don't really practice or rehearse very much for anything. So, because of how little I do that, how about I try and perform something? How about I do the thing that should be extremely hard for me to do? Let me pull up the lyrics to do it all differently. Okay. Okay. No rehearsal. This is just me doing it. Let's get some water. My anxiety is acting up, so my heart is sort of like wobbly, which will make my voice shakier, but that's fine. I want to be the one that every voice calls out In a world that I could call my own. I've been waiting for this moment. Feels like I've been living in my head. And as the words escape my mouth. Oh shit, I hit that. You hear that shit? I hit it. I didn't even, no rehearsal, I hit that shit. As the words escape my mouth, I second guess myself. Would you do it all differently? Are the waves the way you want it? And in this escape, is there really peace? Shit, sometimes I'm good at singing. That's all I can say. It's so funny because it's like I'll spend so much time recording vocals, and then it's like when I'm recording it, it's like I can't do it. But when I'm like performing it, it's like, oh, I can do it just fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. But then when I hit the moment I hit record, it's over. I stop being as good. Let's see. Do I remember this song? Is it still just? Would you do it all differently if nothing were so tangible? Breaking out of the wait, that's not the rhythm. Hold on, I got this. Let's bring. Okay. Breaking out of this stream of consciousness that fettered me. I've been waiting for this moment since we met. Is that how it goes? I don't even remember. Since we... Oh my goodness. Oh, it's... I've been waiting for this moment since we met adrift. I remember now. Whoops. Guys, I write so much music. I can't remember it all. I've been waiting for this moment since we met adrift. Never knew my heart was broken till you fixed me. I don't wanna be afraid of my shadow anymore. If I could learn my place here outside, I'd follow anymore. Flying a kite in a world of your creation, the mark of a tale that you thought was fun and games. Please don't let this feeling slip away. The thought that all you do is meaningful will abandon you one day. Would you do it all differently if nothing were so tangible? Breaking out of the stream of consciousness that fettered me. But what if I fail? flying a kite in a world of your creation. The mark of a tail that you thought was fun and games. Please don't let this feeling slip away. The thought that all you do is meaningful will abandon you one day. Okay, so I think I remember how to play that song now. So, interesting. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've performed in front of people like that before, maybe. I've done a lot of things, but I don't think I've done that before. And it felt really nice. I like it. Problem is, I need to remember how to play all my own songs on piano. This one's easy because it's just... That's all. It's just those 3 chords. Alright, let's... I think I'm gonna do it again. This time, maybe, with more resolution. Water is good. Deep breath. Shit, music's the fucking best, isn't it? Oh, I fucking love music so much. Okay. We're here. We're here. I love this shit. Alright. I want to be the one that every voice calls out, in a world that I could call my own. Oh, I've been waiting for this moment. Feels like I've been living in my head, and as the words escape my mouth, I second guess myself. Would you do it all differently? See, that's what happens when I don't practice. Would you do it all differently? Are the ways the way you want it? And in this escape, is there really peace? I think it's really important to hear mistakes. Or if they're not mistakes, then unintentional differences. No matter what you do as a person or as an artist, you're always going to make mistakes. There's something really excited about, like, I'm really excited to show mistakes. Because all you ever hear is, like, the finished stuff I do. You don't get to hear the missteps. The journey to get there. I feel, like, really happy to, like, show mistakes. Because we all need to see them. It's good. Would you do it all differently if nothing were oh, here we go. There's one of them. Would you do it all differently if nothing were so tangible? Breaking out of a stream of consciousness that fettered me. That's where you could have added tension there as well, as if we go from da 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 and then da, da, some shit like that. I never wanted to be a singer. I just did because I couldn't afford to pay vocalists to be on my songs. And now I'm a singer. Funny how that shit happens. I've been waiting for this moment. Oh, here we go again. Do I remember this? Oh yeah. I've been waiting. Oh, let's one more time. Here we go. We got this, guys. I've been waiting for this moment since we met adrift. Never knew my heart was broken. Wait. Okay, so it's actually not just that. It's also this and then. Just like I was talking about, actually. Never knew my heart was broken till you Oh, and then we go. Okay, sorry, I'm like relearning this song. It's been 4 years. Never knew my heart was broken till you fixed me. I don't wanna be a in order to hit those notes, I have to be much louder, and it's like 3 a.m. So maybe we should change we should transpose it. Never knew my heart was broken till you fixed me. Nice, there we go. There we go. Alright, from the top. Let's do this from the top. We're learning this together. I want to be the one that every voice calls out, in a world that I could call my own. Oh, I've been waiting for this moment. Feels like I've been living in my head, and as the words escape my mouth, I second guess myself. Would you do it all differently? All the ways the way you want it, and in this escape, is there really peace? Would you do it all differently if nothing was so tangible? Breaking out of the stream of consciousness that fettered me. I've been waiting for this moment since we met adrift. Never knew my heart was broken till you fixed me. I don't wanna be afraid of my shadow anymore. If I can learn my place here outside, I'll follow evermore. Flying a kite in a world of your creation, the mark of a tale that you thought was fun and games. That you thought was fun and games. Please don't let this feeling slip away. The thought that all you do is meaningful will abandon you one day. Would you do it all differently if nothing were so tangible? Breaking out of the stream of consciousness that fettered me. But what if I fail? I will show you everything there is to see about this place we've only dreamed of. Flying a kite in a world of your creation, the mark of its sail that you thought was fun and games. Please don't let this feeling slip away. Oh, the thought that all you do is meaningful will abandon you one day. Nice. One day I'll be able to play that without fucking up, but like, how's it going? How do you feel? This song is called Do It All Differently. I wrote it 4 years ago. 4 or 5 years ago. Let me see if I have this one. I can sing this song and I can play this on piano, but doing it at the same time? I don't know. Let's find out. Everything is because of you. So why did I forget? So soon does what you did for me get lost in this regret. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, ooh, remember all the little things. Guess I'll never ever know at all. And I just can't let go of you. Memories trapped in empathy. Still I can't seem to feel. feeling everything, how it comes so surreal. When we woke up, there was another day for us. Oh, another chance to live again. Oh, how we fought, and still we learned what really mattered. It turned out fine, but I'm still scared anyway. Remember all the little things. Guess I'll never ever know again. Remember all the little hugs, because everyone's a story. How we thought, how we loved, how we thought, how we loved. Oh. Damn. So that was a little hugs from Tales from Equestria. I wrote that when I was 18. That was almost 8 years ago. My heart is destroyed when I think of that. So, yeah. Let me see. So, then there's I Can't Stop Thinking, and I don't quite remember how to play that, so let me just... I Can't Stop Thinking Violet. Let's see. Okay, that's a lot of chords. Let's see, so it's this. So I think it's... Is that right? Sorry, I'm listening again. Okay, so it's... think that's correct. Let's give it a roll. Let's give it a try. I don't remember when you last cried. Time could only tell what words have lost. Ever wilting a rose or two each time a beautiful memory caused. I think that's right. And I don't know if it's hard for you or just me anyway. And all these things I feel for everything that was. I just can't get out of my head. Can't get you out of my head. We watched from distant worlds, so cried out to hear the wind blow. Maybe it was all for us. Maybe it was one of us rushing through a finite youth when every drop of rain would burn us between the warmth and what we had. Too young to understand the difference. And I don't know if it's hard for you or just me anyway. Where were you when we had fallen and I and all these things I feel for everything that was. I can't stop thinking at all. And still, the shadows of our friendship never meet. Can we ever try? They're destined for silence, yet we are bound in a circumstance of our own. Yeah, that's something. I need to remember. Got work to do. Got some work to do. I'll get better. I've relied so much on recording. It's like, I need to start getting used to performing for realsies. Get out of my comfort zone with that. What about... I don't know if I could sing this song at 3 a.m. I don't know if it's going to be too loud. For anyone who's known my music for a while, you know I'm like mad nostalgic for all the stuff I'm playing right now. But the only new-ish song I played is Do It All Differently, and that's still 4 years old. Gotta stop being jazzy. Alright, let's try this. Let's just do it for fun. This is very fun. Looking back the way we saw it, we were never awake. We did to dream outside our own, with our hearts at stake. Equestria's flame burned out, spark an ember in the dead of night. We are waiting room for the stars, waiting for the tender of flight, elusive to your dismay. You find you're burnt from it all. The shadows you've confined, feel the pain, your guilty crime. Darling, fall into faithlessness. Let me show you my heart. You are my ember, waiting room for the stars, waiting room for the stars. This one's hard to do, both playing piano and sing at the same time, because I know the lyrics, I know how to sing it, I know this, but then doing it at the same time, it's like, God, it's so hard. How do people do this? It's like, I can only do one thing at a time. Because this is a more nuanced piano piece. It's like... how many chords is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 6, 7, 8. It's like 8 chords in the span of like 1 bar. Just a lot for me. It's probably not for someone who's super experienced, but like for me personally, it's like shit. I do so many things with my fingers and my voice at the same time. And then I feel like I'm forgetting the waiting room for the stars part. It's waiting room for the stars. Waiting. What is that chord? Alright, we're gonna listen. It's forgot that it rotates around those chords. Interesting. Okay. Let's try this again. Deep breaths. Know yourself. Oh, 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 oh. Looking back the way we saw it, we were never awake. We did to dream outside our own, with our hearts at stake. Equestria's flame burned out, spark and ember in the dead of night. We are a waiting room for the stars, waiting for the tender of flight. My sustain pedal. Stay there. Elusive to your dismay, you find you're burned from it all. The shadows you've confined, feel the pain, your guilty crime. Darling, fall into faithlessness. Is it like that? Fall into faithlessness. Let me show you my heart. Yeah, there we go. Darling, fall into faithlessness. Let me show you my heart. You are my ember. I want to be louder to hit those notes, but it's so late. You are my ember. Waiting, waiting, waiting room for the stars. Waiting room for the stars. We were lost and were found. Is that right? No, it's just... We were lost and then found. Yeah, we live in consequence. You are my ember. A waiting room for the stars. Waiting room for the stars. This one takes a lot of practice, I think. It's fun to try it, though. Do I have just the Ember instrumental? Oh, what do you know? Alright. Just for funsies. This is the instrumental to Ember. And I'll just sing it. So there's no vocals, okay. Looking back the way we saw it, we were never awake. We did to dream outside our own, with our hearts at stake. Equestria's flame burns out, spark an ember in the dead of night. We are waiting room for the stars, waiting for the tender flight. Elusive to your dismay, you find your burn from it all. The shadows you've confined, feel the pain, ooh, your guilty crime. Darling, fall into faithlessness. Let me show you my heart. You are my ember, a waiting room for the stars, a waiting room for the stars. We were lost and were found, still we live in consequence. You are my ember, a waiting room for the stars, a waiting room for the stars. Oh, oh, oh. If you can never learn what it means to fall. Candle will always fade, unless you shelter, protect the flame. Let's try that again. A candle in the wind will always fade. Sorry, that's the wrong line again. If you never learn to spread your wings, you can never learn what it means to fall. A candle in the wind will always fade, unless you shelter, protect the flame. As you nurture your spirit, dear, your audience will do the same. Ooh, oh, oh. Ooh. Elusive to your dismay, you find you're burned from it all. Shadows you've confined, feel the pain, your guilty crime. Darling, fall into faithlessness. Let me show you my heart. You are my ember, waiting room for the stars, a waiting room for the stars. We were lost and were found, still we live in consequence. You are my ember, a waiting room for the stars, a waiting room for the stars. Oh. Well done. Well, well, well. That was fun. I hope that was fine. Felt stilted. Felt strange. It's all good. ourselves this out. Here's something I do in my music is I'll like take my finger and do this, and I'll put it in the back of a song, so it's like just add some like kind of fluttery. Yeah, well, that's how I do it. Sorry. My fingers went there, and I'm sorry. Freebird. I think I'm okay. I was talking about this on Tumblr, but obviously the Keyscape stuff, the Omnisphere stuff, these are really high quality sounding pianos. Like if I go to the LA Custom, This is less muffled and less intimate sounding, and it's more like a real grand piano. Much brighter sounding. Anyone who's worked with like digital pianos knows how high quality this particular one is. What I find interesting is that no matter how, like, even though I have like probably my ideal piano for digital space, this one, there's something really beautiful about like imperfectly sampled pianos. And I've been using one since like 2015, the exact same one. It's free, you can download it, just Google it when I show you it if you want it. It's a contact library. And it's a free piano. And I haven't stopped using it. Even though I have like my ideal favorite digital piano. But you'll see what I mean. It's like imperfect. It's kind of shitty. It's kind of a shitty piano that I'm going to show you. But it's like really pretty to me. Where is it? It's here, here, here. It's called City Piano. And it sounds like this. There's only a few velocities and the keys don't even sound like they go together sometimes. And the release is kind of weird. But like, God, is it still gorgeous. But listen to those high notes, it's so like... That's so beautiful. Shitty ass fucking piano. Free piano. Go download it. It sounds so pretty. And my favorite thing to do back in the day, in like 2015, 2014, was to take this and give it the Ableton specific reverb. No other reverb. It has to be the Ableton reverb. And you get this really beautiful ethereal sound. I found I like to play in C the most for this piano, actually. Let's think about where all the keys sit in C minor for this piano. It sounds really pretty. Let me see if I can make it just a little bit less tinny sounding. So do one of these, and maybe a little bit of that. There we go. Like, is that not one of the prettiest sounds you've ever heard in your life? Shitty, free piano someone, like, recorded hastily. Put it out for free. But you give it just the right amount of love, and you know how to play it. You know how to get its, like, its sound out, and then it's just like... And I will never stop using it. I don't care how good my studio gets in the future. I'm always going to use this free fucking piano because it sounds so goddamn good. fucking shout out to whoever made this. I forget who it is. You'll see their credit if you look up just City Piano Contact. Yeah, I think Big Cat Instruments. That sounds familiar. That sounds right. Yeah, it should work with Contact. This is I'm using Contact 7 right now. Oh yeah, this is one of my favorite things to play on this piano is just these two chords. Just this beautiful feeling of like suspension. Let me see if I can remember how to play something. Can I do it? I think I just have to ruin the surprise, guys. I'm sorry. I can't do it in my head. I think one of the most notable uses after 2015, so not when I was originally using it, but when I was like feeling nostalgic for it. I don't think I used it in Fish Whisper. I think in Fish Whisper I was trying really hard to get it to sound like as... what is the word I'm thinking of? It's not pristine, not professional, just like the most realistic. I think I wanted Fish Whisper to sound the most realistic. Even the synthesizers are like made to be super analog feeling and like not very digital. So with Fish Whisper I wanted to like focus a lot on texture and reality, which is not normal for me, but that's why Fish Whisperer sounds so different. I think in this song I also gave it some attack and no release. That release is so terrible. So you hear it, you're like, oh, you just can't use that, but it's like, you can. How's it like composing the mixtape? Very fast. I just kind of made stuff and then just ran with it. It was kind of a blur, honestly. I wonder if I have the... Actually, I wonder how intact the project is. Oh shit. 1 second. Wait, that's the wrong one. Let me see how intact the Paradise Valley projects are. I hope they're intact. I hope they're nice and friendly. Alright, everyone. Pray. Pray that this project opens. Pray that it does. Pray that it doesn't choke. Pray that it doesn't choke. So what you're about to see is me opening a full project, which I don't think I've done very much on stream. But for the past couple albums, I've been working more and more on standardizing things, so projects stay together better. They use less CPU, which means I'll be able to show them more on streams and stuff. I know most of the Girls Who Are Wizards stuff should all be able to be shown. But we'll see if the Paradise Valley stuff is the case. I feel like something might be weird. We'll find out. Hello. Interesting, I grouped drums and bass in here. It's probably because of the 808s. So let's see, is everything here? Okay, why do we get no sound?
If you're waiting for me to give...
Hello? Oh, I think I had to load everything in. Hello.
If you're waiting for me to give up, you might be here a while.
So let's talk about this. The entire song is built off of this sound. So, Batty, I better hear you out there. This is for you. So, okay. This is gonna scare everyone. I've been waiting for this. This is gonna scare everyone. Is it the full thing? Yep, I didn't crop it. It's still there. So, this is a really long file. Batty's really scared, and rightfully so. This is a really long file. Can we get to the end? There it goes. Here's the entire file. And I need to explain something. So let me go and find it really quickly. So back last year. Oh really? No, where's the tweet? Come on. Is that it? Oh, we're winning. So last year, many of you may remember, if you're on Twitter, this weird person who's obsessed with AI made this thing.
Hello, my name is Princess Jane. I would like to show you some tricks. I hope you enjoy it.
And when I saw that, I was like, that's the fucking worst thing I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. By the way, fuck AI. Fuck Gen AI. Fuck Gen AI. That's it. That's the long and short of it. So, everyone fuck Gen AI. But I saw this and I was like, this is fucking awful. How do I make this into something I care about? How do I find something positive from this? So once more.
Hello, my name is Princess Jane. I would like to show you some tricks. I hope you enjoy it.
So, I'm about to hurt everyone in here, and I'm really, 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 really sorry for it. Okay? I am sorry. Wait. Sorry. My screen was off. Let's try this one more time. So this video came up.
Hello, my name is Princess Jane. I would like to show you some tricks. I hope you enjoy it.
Worst shit I've ever seen in my life, and I'm like, how do we find a positive in this? Okay. And so, I actually brought that video into FL Studio, not Ableton, but FL Studio, into Harmor. Now why can't, oh, because the volume's not gone. There we go.
Use some tricks. I hope you enjoy it.
Let's try this out. I'm just gonna take off the master because my entire mastered ring chain is here, which is causing a lot of latency. Let's just delete it. Let's not save. Let's remember not to save the project.
Use some tricks. I hope you enjoy it. Stay ocean. I hope you tricks.
And I brought this into Harmor, and I was just playing around with it.
Tricks.
And then I found this cycle.
Would like to share.
I started playing piano with it. I was recording this whole process. And then I found... Here, I'll let you hear where it starts to turn into this pluck. And so there was that, but I didn't stop there. I was playing with some of the settings in Harmor. And then when did the really crazy stuff happen? I was just playing with this for a long time. Okay, and then here's where the big idea happened. I put on this multi-band time delay that's in FL Studio to create these textures. And when I heard that, I was like, oh, that is something. I kept messing around with the multi-band delay and getting this sound out of it. And then I added attack and release to it. Starting to sound familiar? And I messed around some more after that, but the important stuff is right here. You take this and you pitch it down by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you get this. And so I took that, chopped it up. Alright, let's go and undo everything I've done to this project. So I'll go back to the beginning. Delete the master. Which, by the way, here's another thing, is you can hear this. Obviously there's a lot done to the vocals to make it sound more in context. Here's what happens if I turn off all the processing. Everything could be so simple. I don't wanna be like you, even if it kills me. And then all the processing does this to it. Wish I could tear my heart out like you. Everything could be so simple. But I don't wanna be like you, even if it kills me. So you notice that the volume balancing is a lot stronger, and there is auto-tune on this one, but I don't really need it. It's just there to keep it in tune with the song. What else is in here? It's fun. Oh, there's also that. It's just the same sample. Got some chip synth SFC. Oh! Apparently this sound is also the Princess Jane sound. You can see it in the source file. Where? Here. So that's also the same sound. So all these sounds here, I'll group them together, are all made with the Princess Jane sound. Some Nexus over here. Some more Nexus here. Oh, this is one of my favorite sounds, is this. Which is just this M1 thing. Shout out to our drum kits for this one. I was using this preset, After Midnight, which I used to use in my earlier music in like 2012, 2013, but I didn't actually have Nexus. I was getting samples from Looperman, where people were playing Nexus patches and then making them loops. So I technically used this as a loop back in the day, but like not as an actual instrument. So I was like, oh, I want to use it as an actual instrument now, so it's here. Show you what it sounds like when I play it. Also, we have this. Let's take off all the processing. Which is actually from Spore Creatures, the Nintendo DS game. It's just the menu sounds. Is there anything interesting here, or is it just... well, there's that. What was this? That might have just been a sound I made. I can't tell. You can see all the instruments playing all at once here, or quite a few of them. Here's everything that's playing in the final part, what helps to make it sound so huge. So let's break this down. Melody, we have this part. Just this little M1 harp. We have this, which is just this flute sample. We have these. This sound I also used in our Queen of Misfits songs. Just a sign, just a little sign. And these over here. I turn off all the processing. Take this out. This is actually the song Revans by Sora. So I just took little parts of it and made it into ambient sections. And there's, of course, that, and this, 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 and this. And all those things come together to make just this one unified. So a lot of the time when it's hard to even tell what instrument is being played, it's because it's a bunch of different instruments all coming together to make one instrument. It's a lot of different sounds playing the same melodies. So this part is made up of a billion different drum sounds. There's that one. There's that. That one. There's that sound. And then all these are being like processed a lot too. So if I take off the processing for everything, you can hear it sounds very different altogether. It might sound terrible without the processing. Here's what it all sounds like without the processing. And then with all the processing, it should be like... What is processing in basic terms? Okay. Well, let's find something that uses a lot of processing. What does this sound like? Okay, so here's a sound without its processing. And I wanted it to sound like smashed, and I didn't want it to take up more room from the other drums. I wanted it to sort of just be a backbeat. So first I use OTT to squash it like this. Then I use this EQ curve to take out the low end, so it sounds from this to this. And then I have another EQ curve, which is more tonal shaping, so it starts from here to become this, which is a more subtle difference. And we have Shaper Box here, which is doing a transient removal, so it starts from here to here. So it takes out the initial snappiness of the drums to give room to the other drums. Then we have this EQ curve, which is just more shaping. And this one, which is just taking out the side channels from the low and high. So, before, after. If I turn the processing off and off in context, here's what it sounds like off. And on. So it helps fit with everything else better, because I wanted it to sound kind of slappy, but not also take away from the energy of the other parts. Let's do one more song and then I'm gonna get out. Because there's another fun one. There's another funny one. Wait, what? What is this? This is not By the Seaside. Oh my god. Was the original demo for ECR By the Seaside? It might have been. The titles may have changed. Let me go to the other one. What is this then? By the Seaside 2. Oh, my bad. Sorry, everyone. My folly, my hubris, my everything, etc., etc. I'm just waiting for it to load. It's taking a minute to load, which is how I know it's the actual project. This one loaded way too fast. It's like, the fuck? It was an early demo. There we go. Here's By the Seaside. Let's take out the master as per usual. Just so we can have more space. Probably the guitar parts are handled by this thing. But I also have a sampled version as well. Oh, here's where the funny stuff happens. So... let's talk about the sound.
Well, who's that fishy, the fish that washed fishy in the six restaurant? The food's been fishy already.
So, let's take the... So that's from Fortnite. It's a Fortnite song. It's one of my favorite Fortnite songs. It's the fish stick dance song. But it doesn't end there because we have this thing. Which is just another song from Fortnite. That's the music I use in my lobby in Fortnite. With all these effects on it. And this brass here. Are all Fortnite sounds as well. Some of these are tiny drums. Is there anything interesting about these, or are they just patches I made? Yeah, they're just patches I made, but I like this bass. I like that. I think this is an older bass I used before, so the original bass line was like this. But I didn't really like that, so I replaced it with this one. Anything interesting here? I think these are Raga twins, so if I take off the dub stuff.
Yeah, away! Run it! Get around! Yeah!
So what's fair? So the flute part is actually a bunch of samples, but they're arranged into a full melody. Let's take off all the processing. Here's without the processing. And if you pull these out, it's just like you can hear what the original sounds are. So I really didn't use them as loops. I sort of found the notes that I liked the most and then arranged them into a melody like that. This is a technique I do sometimes. It's like I could use like a virtual instrument to do this, but it wouldn't sound as realistic because like just digital instruments sound like not as good. So this idea is like sometimes I'll play a melody on the piano first, and then I'll be like, I have that melody laid out, and then I take a bunch of samples and then arrange them to be in line with the melody, if that makes sense. I'd have to do a better demonstration of that sometimes for that to make more sense, I think. But it's like I am using a sample here, but it's like I'm kind of working off of the melody that I already wrote and just finding the parts that work the best in that way. So that's the idea behind that. Although if I had a flute of my own, I would just do it. And I have these here. Oh wait, I was just saying I wish I had the melody that I wrote but this is it. And then I just redid it with the flute samples. Is this just a sample? I think it's just a Cuban, like, stab. Oh no, it's a dub one. So like a reggae thing. Oh, I forgot about this. So let me take off all of the processing for this sound and use just this. So this is a song by Knife Girl, who's an immense inspiration on me. And I took that sound, this part of her song Attachment Therapy, and I pitched it around. And here are the effects that I added to get the sound that you hear. So first there's this EQ, which is just taking out a lot of the low end. So from here to like that. I have sketch cassette here to make it more gritty. Then I've added lossy to make it sound like a low MP3, low quality MP3. Use this compressor to just smash it. Then I have this, which adds some like digital grit. And here's where the big stuff happens. Let's turn these modules on one at a time. So, first we have this. Then we have a little noise thing. Then some automated reverb. Then this time shaper, which does this. Then this filter. Then I just have this thing do a crazy curve for the EQ here. So all of that to take this sound and turn it into this.
You're not the type that you just can't stay. Everyone knows the name of the game, mommy. You know how we do it.
Sorry.
In the Hudson Bay, you know how we do it. Can a girl get some room to breathe? Feel free to smile and open.
And something I did not anticipate is the syncopation that this provides, because it has like that's so cool.
Then you just can't stay. Everyone knows the name of the game, mommy. In the Hudson Bay, you know how we do it. Can a girl get some
Yes, I would recommend Shaperbox. In fact, Shaperbox is on my top 5 plugins list, to be honest. It's so indispensable to me, and is so useful for so many things. Shaperbox can be a crazy effects box, it can be a distortion, it can be a phaser, it can be a flanger, it can be a volume shaper, it can be a sidechain tool, it can be a transient shaper, a multiband transient shaper. It can be an EQ if you really want it to be. It can be a bit crusher. It's like, Jesus Christ, it's like, you get that shit on sale and it feels like you're stealing. So yeah, I recommend it. What's the context behind the Hudson Bay sample? So, Paradise Valley mixtape revolves a lot around my childhood friend Pedro. And like, I kind of didn't have any friends when I was in middle school, and it was like kind of fucked me up for life. And no one liked me. And Pedro was like the complete opposite of me, very sporty and very popular, and I was like nerdy, and no one was friends with me. And we started to do we did a TA thing together for like some religious education shit. And so we were forced to be in the same room all the time by ourselves, like helping to be TAs and stuff. And we became friends that way, in a weird way. And it introduced me to a lot of things about myself and about like the world. And like, I feel like Pedro got the same things. Like, he started to learn about a lot of other, like, I guess, nerdy things. And it's really interesting because we really shouldn't have been friends. It didn't make any sense. Seemed totally incompatible. But we became really good friends for like the end of middle school. And for our final project in our history class in 8th grade, we had to do something. Our teacher wanted the class to do a song making thing. And this was around the time I was getting into making electronic music. And Pedro was really into hip-hop music. And so I was exposed to a lot of hip-hop music through Pedro. But at the time, my understanding of hip-hop music was still very rudimentary. So it was very, like, ill-informed, I will say. But without Pedro, I would have never gotten into hip-hop music properly, I think. Or it would have taken a really long time. And for that, we decided to make... Really, the goal was to... The teacher wanted us to just write lyrics, essentially, that incorporated the themes and vocabulary of the American Revolutionary War. And everyone else basically just wrote poems, and sometimes they had, like, a song they sort of recorded, but it was, like, a cover song. Like, of another song, like, taking the Gangnam Style and just making it about the American Revolution or something. That's, like, kind of what everyone did. But Pedro and I got assigned to the same group. All the odds of that are astounding, in my opinion. And we got assigned with 2 other people that don't really matter right now. They were chill, but like they're not important to the story. So we're four of us, and we decided, fuck it. We're not gonna do a cover song. We're not gonna do a poem. We're gonna make a full fucking EP of originally recorded music for this fucking school project. Mind you, this is after I released No Matter What, so that's like about the timeline we're at. After I released No Matter What, but before I released pretty much everything else. I was just getting into electronic music, and I was learning about hip-hop through Pedro, so it was like an epic rap battles of history thing that we made. And we spent like a week recording and writing these songs together. And it was some of the most fun I've ever had in my entire life. What we ended up making was actually dog shit. Like, it was terrible. Genuinely, it was awful. But it was awesome. One of my most vivid memories in my entire life is the process of making that with them. And I'm not gonna lie, I had like developed a slight crush on Pedro by that point. But there was nothing that could be done about that. So it was a very immense experience for me. And we finished the thing, and we went into our next history class for our final. Everyone was presenting their shit, and again everyone was just like reading their poems and performing their Gangnam Style parody with the American Revolution. And then we present our thing. We were only planning to present one song. The song we chose out of the 4-song EP was the song In the Hudson Bay. And you have to remember, I was like fucked up. I had no friends. Pedro was like the first real friend I ever had. And in that moment, we got a standing ovation from the entire class and our teacher. A standing ovation. And everyone requested unanimously to hear the entire EP. We took up so much extra class time because everyone wanted to hear the entire EP from start to finish. And like, fucking hell. I was so happy. It was like 20 minutes long. It was a 20-minute long EP or something. And it was shit. It was terrible. But maybe I'll share it someday. Maybe it'll drop on Bandcamp randomly, and please don't think it's my music now. Please don't think it's a reflection of the artist that I am now. But in that song, the Hudson Bay title track, Pedro sang this, or rapped this really fucking sick ass hook. And it was, he did that shit. He's like, in the Hudson Bay, you know how we do it. And that played throughout the song several times. And I kid you not, the entire class was reciting that shit after the project was done. Like, people would say it. People would like, were hooked with it. And like, we did that. It was such an important part of my life. But like, Pedro is such a fucking genius. Like, we were kids, and like, we had not grown into being artists just yet. But like, you listen to Pedro's rapping, and even if it's childish and like amateurish, you could hear this strange, visceral passion in the way he did it. I think my hard drive's just all unplugged. It's so hot that I think my hard drives are just freaking out. So I can't play the rest of By the Seaside because my hard drive's unplugged. But the EP was called The Path to Victory. The songs were, let's see if I can remember all the songs off the top of my head. There was Wake Up. There was In the Hudson Bay. There was 100 Warships. And there was one more. What was the last one? Alright, I gotta look it up. Was it just called The Path to Victory? Was it just called that? It was called The Path to Victory. So the track list goes as follows. Number 1, In the Hudson Bay. Number 2, 100 Warships. Number 3, Path to Victory. Number 4, Wake Up. This is like getting, this is going to get kind of personal. It's like very nuanced, but part of Paradise Valley's purpose is like, because I was such a fucking loner, and because I struggled so much to make friends, that after I graduated middle school, I started to like be in the pony community and on the internet and trying to just make as many friends as possible. Like, anyone who would give a shit about me and anyone who like encouraged me and cared about me in some way, I wanted to be friends with them. And as a result, I like found friendships in a lot of the wrong places. I made friends with a lot of people that I really shouldn't have been around. And like, I had been taken advantage of so much and hurt and abandoned so much, all the while like, in order to like earn the approval of these like really shitty people, I was like a really fucking toxic person and like fucking the cuntiest you can imagine to try and like maintain these kinds of friendships. And I'm never gonna like hide from that. I don't want to, because I don't feel like it's not honest, firstly. So let's be transparent. But it's also really important to like know how fucked up I was, so that not only you can, or everyone can, look at things like my stories and realize, hey, shit can get better, because shit got better, right? But like, bad friends, and I was a fucking awful person. I was a kid, sure, but like, still fucking awful. And so Paradise Valley has this like duality of like, Pedro is kind of a rough around the edges person, and in a way he was like the bad influence friend, like my parents would have been so worried about. But then when you look back on it, compared to everyone I've been around in my entire life, he was the fucking coolest dude in the whole fucking world. Because he was rough, but he wasn't evil. He wasn't sinister. He was just tough. Just a tough dude. And a lot of Paradise Valley is being like, God fucking damn it, I've been through all this shit. And like, people like him were always the safe place. Like, it was always him, all along. So, like, that's kind of the duality of Paradise Valley. It's like, things got better, and I miss the past, but like, also, shit fucking stunk real bad. Shit fucking sucked. Like I said, I don't want to pretend I've always been the person I am. I don't want to pretend that there's a whole side that fucking really sucks, that I have to live with, and that the people I've been around have to live with. But like, what my thought is that I can take that experience I've had and help people recognize what they should be trying to strive for in their own life, because I've fucking been through it. I think a great example is Antonyms. I felt like everyone knows that one. The reason why Antonym is so profound is because I wanted to make a song of being against the kind of person I used to be. Like, every thing I reject in Antonym is the person I was before. Like, let's just be honest. I used to be so fucking judgmental about everything. I used to call everything cringe. I used to indulge in all that shit. It's like putting people in boxes and like trying to make everyone feel lesser. Like, I did that. I was that person. So my message is like, don't. there's you can be so much happier, and you can make more people happy by choosing a better way to do things. And so I feel like that's the thesis of the Vylet Pony project at this time, is to like think about everything I've been through and trying to help people learn more about themselves so they can avoid the pitfalls of so much of the shit I've been through. I hope that makes sense. Paradise Valley is a very big step into that. I felt like after Cutie Marks, a lot of it was just like, oh, woe is me, woe is me, woe is me. I've been through all this shit. I've been through all this bad shit. It's like, after that, I was like, I don't want my art to focus on how much I've been hurt. I'm actually interested in focusing on how I've also hurt people. And I don't want to hide from it, and I don't want to say this never happened, and I don't want to be like, this isn't this is relevant or whatever. I want to say this fucking happened. I want you to look at it. I want you to reckon with it. And I want you to hear me when I say there's a better fucking way to live. After Cutie Marks was like, we can't do this woe is me shit all the time. It can't all be about me. Because like as much as I've been hurt, I've hurt people. So let's not get carried away here. You know what I mean? So Paradise Valley is a big step into that. Carousel is a big step into that. Girls Who Are Wizards is something else. That's just me being nostalgic. But Monarch of Monsters, which is the thing I'm working on now, is going to be like the absolute peak thesis of what I want to do with my art. And before I leave stream, I want to tell everyone Monarch is not really intended for children. And Monarch is going to have a wall of trigger warnings. I don't want to explain why. I don't want to get into it right now. But Monarch is going to be one of those albums that I think people need to realize is going to be a tough one. I'm a little like worried about people's perception of it because it's going to be very visceral. And I don't want to hold back. I want it to be that part of my mind. And some stuff in it might really scare people, I think. So I just want to warn everyone about that. Like, before you listen to Monarch, be kind to yourself and recognize the importance of this kind of art, I think. Because in my mind, it's going to be pretty brutal. So just be gentle. And just be kind to yourself. With every album I do, I want everyone to go in with a sense of hope. Like, no matter how intense it gets, like, there's a greater hopeful purpose for everything. Monarch won't feel like it has any hope in it, but there's a hopeful reason for it. So, that's it. Thanks for sitting with me. Letting me talk about shit. And listening to me. And remembering that By the Seaside is basically just a Fortnite remix. And yeah. That's the end. But it's the beginning. But it's the end.